They've lost everything. Mahama, you are a fool. Where Pasia Panu and Yonkuba Minister, Mahama, Jimmy Fosa, you are a fool. Upatrium, Messi, Wamushi, Obia Maketa, Mahama, Joe Homes to do. Other movies I'm going to be organizing. I feel my dad wouldn't be Blonati, any Asia Dunketia, any Akamba, any Babajama, send you for 5 weeks. Messi, any band, anywhere in the country, Mahama, never shoot you. I don't remember any Ghana now. What is going on? Mahama, Jimmy Fuagasa, was Siapa, who Cromfua, what real Ghana is a Kufuari nice. A Kufuari nice, who Cromfosa. What is can go good Tamanajima? Who is anymore? Slide Mufio about peace can go here. What kind of nonsense going on in this country? And will be at you. A sofu, a koshifu, it will declare, say Nipa winning winning. They are the problem of this country. I have told you several times, say, Ghana, one woman in Tokwababa Ghana, a sofu. You see what is happening? You see what is happening? Okay. You see what is happening? Mahama, try any band in this missing movie. Men to be worse. Mr. Mahama, what did you for? Mr. Next time, what do you miss? I have a lot of information. Yeah. Mr. Mahama, Gablolate, Akamba, Babajama, and Silvin Katia will burn all your houses. With all due respect, I think. What do you do? I'll give the command. I'm bringing it down flat. I don't know what I quit Jimmy for another Jimmy. What a patch on Sassofo one. Still, the car no back who crazy your own Jimmy and go. I first one my coach in the castle. Benukobi, what a Jimmy? What a Jimmy? What cow? And almost in Mahama winning. What is going on in this country? And now, so for we have election evil, and we declare elections in this country. Why? Now we'll be black, master, many are because Ghana had.
French American, Eddie deep penny beer or Ghana tem. Penny bia, unyi, a cry new bia, position bia or Ghana, a nipati through koto da sorry, what do be at a moment? Yemianum, mutiemi. Sir, and this for not set it, Kevin Taylor. So on Cassentia Sebi, a camphony, a moon pennyphony, or bivia. Because who share videos now, attack, it's on accounts. And that is the danger. Because almost strategy is say one because hanyo man often divided accounts so they can pave their way through. It's we are canina with him. Look at the guy.
Asema unimu yino. Oka no ahwe yi. O say NDC 4 and afa Kevin Taylor. Say one didi as akanfo atem. Say na be akanfo emu be che na NDC enya kwaya de wuremu. Eyi. MPP mo say akanma mu hanim say eni twa mo furuma. Say na mo ka de bia o. But so per party a ombu akamman akamfo MPP party. Said the atem na woka ofa ye ni krom ha ya na say ya Morrison Paul MPP lawyer ni. Odidi atema akodi atema ne kaya ye nananom ahemfofo nananom kafra. Kaya akoka se bi mpedua se nananom ebo adwaman small girls no mu chesi e wa sentiment mu ha. Instead of some behwe so ayo munwuma no. Did attempt be the chance I did attempt we. Yet Ghana had him say, Kennedy a compre kwa Japan na kasa. Obie na no eka kire Ghana for say Royal ni se akew se bi mpredua ofa na woni krom ha. O party ni di lawyers for atem. Ghana had him say, Satem party no power o. Want men bi wa no anka hwe ankyere nipa no. Ene wo ka di atem ho asem wa ha. Yeni Kennedy a compre kwa Japan kotena national television so. Was here Mahama sebi mpredua sebi mpredua o ye Jimmy fo. of a video no ametima mo abonu ati edu wona wo bo unsem say yewura Kennedy akomprekwa Japan and there was so person be president wo did yewura Mahama atem ye ne ha yewura chama wuntumi ensem be no kan fa yewura John Dramani Mahama ho to the extent say 7 period so timi ko kase yewura Mahama 7 period sa oni ni made ehia ofa umu videos ni bi ama MPs ni bi cry say wo so mo kopa yewura Mahama achew because ensem MPP fo mo kaka fa papa no ho no ensem ehu asem ben eno keteche free fa me nka se mo na mabo paama no but yewura chama wutumi ko shan recently wo se wo yero wo ye adwuma MPP pa wo ya ade na che so wo shan kutupa so ono so a odidi asofofo atem se o makobon pa ya ma yewura John Dramani Mahama emo single out yewura sofo ba ko a Ghana hanim so wani munyam oboma yewura Akufo-Addo ba pa yewura Akufo-Addo sofo prekope meka yewura Osubempa wose hotels no wosore a onama opie meka sa nema we nyina na me wura ho ama me ho owo Ghana hanim se bibie ni wono ma yeden aka no yete Ghana hanim se yewura Simon Semensa yehu audio bi a na mabonte a wo ka se entafo pampan ene edi ni ntafo se ntafo free sere mu bom du so amia ye de nsuo adware o mansa na mo bakurom
David maintain
mi hutep bisa
oh but I don't have
offer me see me hutep bi atiefo no mutie me ni masema me kan wasemi ema babontin ema obi atie ye audio no babontin offer this na me pese me ko but baby a won ko no
are public knowledge but some of them are obi anim no say onko a oka now the phone will be here. It can hold you and the station responsible.
Okay,
so good. When you have the audio,
send the audio no the man no abonu ati asema omokas allegedly sas papa no a former regional minister all the ntafo atem say ntafo no mo ba kro mo ntimi nya japade papa bi amfo nko mo kro mu
so
Minia kase Apikki Apikki. O hana wo hwe mi a me se kase Apikki Apikki. Yes. Kase Apikki. Eni se wo ha na wo hwe mi a me se dey kase Apikki. Ye che obi bia ye mo bibia kwa baba enkoto 101 ewo YouTube and also Facebook and obehu your Loud Silence TV, but unfortunately no we will break with TV no so kakrantino e brene ba e be sign dey e dey asemo mama nti se woni abi hwe epese ohumi o TV so a na so ohumi a eno anse wasene YouTube and as a video Facebook link no e dey amomo na o sene a no wasan sene atai ti say Apikki o time ye na mingu na mesa on e mechem sa anwum no o time ya be brojo osunkura na meye o time ye na mingu na mesa flexi go so o time ya be brojo osunkura na meye o time ya be brojo osunkura na meye enti wa ba ha onim se ha ipso facto no ha na ye de be ma the unadulterated truth, undiluted. Yemfa nsu enfrem, ensu krojen cry yemfa bi ensu mo because aha any did the unbeatable facts no ebro. You cannot beat our facts and our explanation and everything. Into aha, you have found yourself right in the correct or in the right place. Right in the right place. Yes. Into J. Perry. Anymore amoka ho Nola Emily and obi bia mechiamo ewo kwan sonkoso nti Facebook just engage yourself men free so koswa and like the file comments no eto ase mo hwe me no mo do so power YouTube ni so enso so mo ya selfish mo pese mo be like na amanfo anase nkofufufro atise ya ba life unlike here a prerogative we cannot force anything on you but a brand so senya obi to no nyum no e brene so a onyamede ne nsaka nwa untumi ntena wo be share na de ansem na asi enne ye de ye ba ha ye mfa emegu obi hu fi de enkrofo no atena oman ni mu aka no na yafa ne de ama omo me nkoka obi asem me kofa de Adom Otchere na ankasa enra obedina ho eduabo na nya no enti ya 2000 say na I thank God say now everything in Ghana is all about Kevin Taylor. Yes, I thank God it should be always about the loud silence media so that people will veer off their course. Ena bobo so na obi de nani kosi player ba ko bi say Messi nti ono nkwa no bi anko tak na now the new player ba na sa player na fa ono ahye goals no sa ye nim ye what I say ye betumi ama oman nyina kwa akodi ba bi fa akọ oman nyina betumi akoye stand still e one corner enti ye nim ye ena anye omo adwen ba sokra na ye be sa the different topic ama omo where we are fantastically brutal. Yeah, fantastically and strategically and tactically brutal. Yeah, sana ye life dear. Na ye brutality no, ye fatality no. Ehane ye this kind no. Eba be chess ha brutality no. Minianom, e ba asem na asie. Yesterday obi di atem na oye opanyi wo Ghana na wo su pretend ma enkoda etwa asuo akoda ekosuku ordinatade egu pan mu na ode asi nsuo so na wapia kosu nsuo neja na wotwa nsuo wi a wafa atade na hye ye ka wansem a wo si yedi watem ohene tena krom ho saa ohene no ye frɛ no Chebi hene amoatia oforipanyi ono ka se Ekufuado ye nyinamrasem ma betena ha se ya kanti no me maame ye banfo na wo a wo ne Ekufuado nya adwen a o kasatia de Ekufuado ye bia no ono ohene no a wo se menhwe na mensua no ono se me maame ye banfo na wo de office ma ye bibi enye wo denti me maame ye banfo a na menua who has the prerogative or who has the ultimate autonomy over stupidity? Why non your full control say ono no obi antimi nyimi ono nkwa na betimi agimi obi antimi ni atem no ono nkwa na betimi edi atem already Yesu adeya me koda sorry anra no obi aba no obisa me say na enkotu yesi bench warrant me say bench warrant no ase say Kevin Taylor ton bench jajeba for kotobi Ekufuado nsu kotobi na omo amfa bench na ama for repair works enra na yete wa omo so omo di aba but omo di ba ye no yesi warrant ne twem nti omo warrant na ntimi anya adwuma akwa bi etwo se na nkoto ye ne ntem ne ka de unia Kevin e ka because wo di okasa na eche say from the horse's own mouth massa we nye from the horse's own mouth we from the antelope's own mouth we are from the antelope's own mouth. Minia ebusuafo Ghana no enye obi adia. Ena brother Sami bo no nyum say onyame nye obi adia. Oye rasta ba sorry. Usiwi nso abra sorry. Nyame ye nyina adia. Nyame nye obi adia. Ye nyina ye dia. Brother Sami the only Christian me dege no pa wi ase Kristo ni anya atwem kitikiti sei eninimu eye brother Sami se wo hwehwe obi wo wi ase a onim nyam mesomo a o sign brother Sami ho a wo beto nsuum sa akwa no na adwemu ado what I say na adwemu nso abobew na adwemu do na adwemu abobew enti brother Sami baby a obi a no unua nkoto say u Kristo sum no eye me de na menya kura anka senia wosi sum onyame no anka mesu menya akonya na mesu sum nyame saa e wo saa kwan ne bia ede eso na ensem no bebre akoso ensem no bebre akoso ensem na akoso no so a ebi ne de en ebi ne de en ni nyina ne se amanfo enti ase se ye de bench warrant obi akoto ne bench na ye man warrant say 5 years 5 years no fa bench ne bra na yenye ho bibia ma na 5 years no so na wa mfa ama untimi mfa amma bio na 5 years na so warrant na wu na se wo de bench na abane yesi ye ni abo bench na to agu a ya de abubum de asoja sisi bench no adane chako adane bidie bench na adane bidie a ene me do ye de be barbecue e wo akiri ho no mo aye de be totonam awe onti ase o time ye na unwu na me sa flexi goose o time ya be bro jo usun kura na me ye asem ni nyina na say asem ni nyina na say yes Kevin Eko baby Taylor no ma membo asem no no ankasa ncheche na asem nchiro o de ma membo asem no ankasa be kire na asem eye Eko be che wa asem no kura wen a minhu asem no kura asem ni we asem ni niti
yo hene kwasia wo ye kwasia mpanyi pa e wo sa kondwa no kunto kini wo nim nyansa wo be die na ma me no matam kwasia bi na tamo kwa aburuchire wo betena ha di dantrafo twitwu nkwasia taxi ene tamo wo ena wo ba ne de ma akonnwa die wo de wo jimi to wonum kankan so pro kwasia jimi wana ne na ne god bi agu onum wonum
enya asem ni asem no me baba so onu di attempt yensu all right say yensu yedi omo attempt bi ntino atika kate feel yenti asem free abrante wiswo onu so ka bibiti.
I'm going to cut this part. I am going to make an official complaint to the Ghana police. Anytime this guy steps his foot in this country, I'll make sure he's locked. And you see, he go do you like if you joke. And hey, if you be say I will take my life savings to make sure say, that this guy is dragged for doing this, I don't know if Interpol can step in.
Dear Kojo Sheldon, I want to remind you that Kevin Taylor is in town, Ghana. The moment has arrived for you to fulfill your promise to get him locked up. It's time for you to make good use of your life savings as you pledged. Thank you. End of announcement.
The announcement, no. Into mon fan the crowd win so ma akrokratipa sorry nantie. Oh, adi we Kevin be cheche wunsem cheme video na fine. Cheche wunsem cheme. Eko. Che wunsem cheme so a o metire mu ncheme wo be ma manfo ya bebumi wa ha o. Oh, where is it? Asemo. Eko che wunsem che Eko che mu che omo.
And then I'm sorry, Kevin Taylor warranted that, so it was Cheba 4. Madam Tokono wanted to move Cheba 4 to the Supreme Court. Court issues warrant for arrest of Kelvin Taylor, Kevin. All because the High Court in Accra has issued a warrant for the arrest of social commentator Kelvin Taylor. Justice Eric Cheba, for who issued the warrant, said it was based on a vivid video in which Mr. Taylor reportedly made extremely scandalous and contemptuous statement against the court and the whole judicial administration of the country. Also, mekasetia court, no, mekasetia the judiciary into a send warrant. Yamechimi fi America to jail or Ghana. This was the same judge, Madam Tokono, in her final days, wanted to move to what? The Supreme Court. This is the same judge who basically jailed Ayadie NCA for Bafu Boni. And Bafu Boni, his younger brother, was the man this judge jailed for 16 years. Now you are getting the picture. Ain't it? The whole thing was planned to move some people who didn't deserve where they were to some places. Now, do you get the picture? And it's not MPP people were so excited. Oh, Kevin Taylor, Cheba 4 has put Kevin Taylor, a warrant on Kevin Taylor, this guy. I came to show Cheba 4 and his girlfriend's picture on my show. A young girl that he was sleeping with. If you don't know Cheba 4, let me show you the face of Cheba 4. I have his picture, him and his girlfriend, the Legon girl, and some other girls. I have some other pictures. This Judge Cheba 4. He said he sent a warrant after me. All because he was working his way to the Supreme Court. But you see, you don't basically destroy people's lives, or because you have an ambition. There's nothing wrong you having an ambition, but you need to have the right ambition. You need to have the right ambition. And this is what we have been talking about. But I know sometimes, so in the past, something was created in the hearts of Ghanaians. Don't speak about the judiciary. When a judge sits in court, whatever the judge does, you don't have to even question the judge. So some bad judges, and I'm not saying Cheba was a bad judge, I'm letting you understand. Some judges took advantage of that and suppressed them. Some judges took advantage of that and suppressed the people. You need to have the right ambition. And this is what we have been talking about. But I know sometimes, so in the past, something was created in the hearts of Ghanaians. Don't speak about the judiciary. When a judge sits in court, whatever the judge does, you don't have to even question the judge. So some bad judges, and I'm not saying Cheba was a bad judge, I'm letting you understand. Some judges took advantage.
Okay, professionally. Some say, Asemwa Kevin, or Kafa judge Cheba for Hodono. Or say, on Kanobe Biada, say Judge Cheba for. The judge now, or ye bad judge. Okaso ye bad judge. Not just a person who demean say. I say, a human crowd who nim unqualified, who nim who idea, and not diabetes now. But irrespective of you being a good judge, a day or a time may come in your life, in your like execution of your duty. Obetumi ayem from so na oyem from so ye betumi adina from so ni so na ye dia ye am make a point. One who said that time na judge no issue bench warrant no, but he did not speak against the competency of the judge, the mental acumen, irrespective of say obi a player Asamoah Gyan na no score goals no. A time came in the life of Asamoah Gyan. We all needed Asamoah Gyan the most, but Asamoah Gyan couldn't deliver. And that particular moment, obi o feel hurt biya it should be permitted. So obe can be biya and ya say Asamoah Gyan because you feel occupational hazard. A dumano wakoje amansan nyina akonya no watena so. So you don't expect say wanamuntu bi a obetu no ebe nipa fe. And this is the reason enti amemi betena ha na obi ba na odi matemo a na wo a wo tie me no wo pese o re battle sa atendidi na wo hu ye mahi esan se me te ha me ka obi ho asem na obi be ka me ma asem a wo kwa akọ fight say maninka asem na wo ka ne nkoto wagimi enkoto nim nyansa eno cannot destroy the fact na ye di gu ha say no. Tama Kevin make sa submission we no na bench warrant no aba edebe kwan so ne fa so ma bench warrant wo hwehwe nipa no en wanhu no wo serve nipa no en wanhu no ena se ba se wo pese wo hwehwe wo bia na wo pese wo di service man na wo hu no a ye wo another process a ye fa so ye musa ye wo se Judge ba for say Kevin akasetia no na wo kasetia no the natural law of justice ne say so be ya de na ofi say akwatia wa o sori fasikan ko dwa ne tirim ana say o sori na wo busa se menua adenti na wo ye ABCD sesane ye ne de a na se mo se ye nchi Kevin nkokuno a enye ne ya wo se Ghana fo nyina sori na ye kwoti Akufo-Addo Kemfori Oforiata ene NPP fo nyina esanse ye hwehwe cathedral sika ni bia yehu enso sisei edebe na Ghana government peso ye o se Deloitte and Touche aye enhwehwemu de nanso so no the scope of work Deloitte and Touche did cannot be enough grounds for the government to go on to prosecute people. And so it will be imperative, it is going to be that necessary for the government to commit additional resources into employing the services of maybe it can literally be the same Deloitte and Touche to go in, and then we give them a wider scope so that they can do their forensic audit and come out with the right information so that as a no the quarter where you give people the opportunity to explain their actions and inactions. You don't think that you are a judge and so you have every right to approbate and reprobate. That is not the mandate of a judge. Even if you think that the court you sit in to rule or to educate on matters, someone has been that scandalous towards the court, you still have to give that person that natural environment, the natural law of justice. Let that person taste the natural law of justice. And after tasting the natural law of justice, and we still don't get any reasonable explanation, then you can go on and do whatever you want to do. You see, people have moved away from the crux of the matter. The issue itself, Kevin Taylor went to court, Supreme Court, what did Kevin Taylor go there to do? Kevin Taylor was telling the people that his right as a citizen to be heard, to be given that natural justice, has been infringed upon, and so the court should explain the Constitution so that we will know our left from right, or our right from left, or our center from east or west. When you do man and conform person will be catching say, Osi young kwache Kevin Taylor, young fanning bench warrant, not just say, what exploit and exploited all the necessary avenues to be able to get the person served. Why, yeah, NPP are buying out so. And you think the majority of the things Kevin Taylor come to say, a Kotiawo party as a judge, you whimsically and capriciously issue the bench warrant without any legal basis. And then you remember, Mama me law kakrana meko suano. Me law kakrana Martin Pebum betna TV sunom kikabi na miam kofo books na me ready bia. Mama me kikabo mu a me damage amanfo internet ni so. Me damage amanfo internet ni so. I'm telling you, without any scintilla of ambiguity. Let the law be conspicuous. And what say ye clear mo be the inconspicuity of the law, and no nama and sensing be briede eba ho. What wa to say the enema to say yes, Sami Jemfi the Afiaswas nigga court. Enti se Afiaswas nigga no enya service biano. Ye why ye say court no I issue bench warrants and kofa. It doesn't work like that. Irrespective of the nauseating things, bia ababa wana kanfa wo no, you cannot. Enyamo na mo say obi fum kumu a obi mfum nwa no. Wusi obi fum kumu obi mfum nwa. Wo na wo kan sa amra ne tu wo. Afede wo be so ufum dwa. Wo ye se wo fum adwa no, ene ya kire se wo na wo tro mra se obi fum kumu obi mfum nwa. Enti no, ye nhwe mra no mu na yemie biem. Many am near the four. Say ye baha near be can some one. Medical videos no Canada Japan no mon semo maka. A man for a play equalization. Minia, yen sama ye beka ha se no yen ka se mo fa nkoto to obi ade ho. Yen ka se ye betena ha ne kasa fa koto to obi ade ho so that ade tia na wakofa na ade come there be that's not what we doing. Asem bi a ye ka bia no. Eye fresh. Eye fresh. Eye effective ne. E be effective o echna ne be effective da. Akweti wo kasa ade wo ye nyame. Me ye nyame no. Maybe ye nyame. Yes. Because obi abeye plain principle at all. The same principle na the plain etu a. Etu enra. Etu enra ti. Etu ne. Sa principle na the betu ochina. Into that nipa no so ye nyame ana. Yes. If we see ourselves say ye nyame a, anka sa nyoma we nyina na emma. Ye betna ha ho ye de yawa emu odin. Ye de yawa emu odin ye de kasa de kire ye mpanyimfo. Ba ye mpanyimfo ne mpese omo besese free bone no omo di ne hunti no. They will always see us our utterances say ye di omo atem. Minia oya de pa. Obi said that if you was peddling for or peddling falsehood and nuntina sami jamfian take him rano answer ni se body court no into court ebe map to me near 7 no yes 7 no na se wa ma anase wa nhu a ye be fa different ways na me be bo Paul Adom Otchere na nkasa nu mu asem se ofi se wa kofa lawyer na lawyer young guy na ode ne ba in studio no e kire mu se yenhwe se ade no ye friend natural justice no Kevin Taylor judge ba for man bia na the fundamental human rights ena judge ba for epese otietia so mintie wanu mu asem me na Ghana for the mra na hyem nsɛmtin de me pɛ ena me de mra no bɛyɛ na saa ne de mra no ya anka ne senka getu tokonu ene nam ho no mu a onu timi bɛyɛ press conference no se senior judge ba for ye no se saa kwan ne bia so ne se ye de fa so a anka de tie na no anka ye beyi getu tokonu afri bebi otene kro a ye ma na so tire bia because ye ne de mra na ma ye nti wo se ye de ye pɛ. We don't do like that. Minya enipa nya nkra ne wo system ni mo. Ye hu ni akoso. Ne be koso ahwede ye koso. Afa mun Ghana for afa de munimumra. And the same court system no etimide Gregory Afoku emrache say ye man bail no ebesi ne oda so sim minimum rano fundamental human right yetiatia so ya cheba for because NPP for any nkofo a omo align with NPP no omo di omo pese omo ka nipa ho nsem but wo no oka omo ho nsem de a omo nti ase wa bomusuo wa frenso di afra owia
of that and suppress the people. In 2012, Judge Chebafo in 2012, he was a circuit court in 2012. In 2012, he was a circuit court. He superintended over a cocaine case. He turned into Kogonte. It was this man. 2012, he was a circuit court. He superintended over a cocaine case. That cocaine turned into Kogonte. 2012, go and check Chebafo's record. Nana Dankwe came and they moved him to the High Court. At a point, he was joining appeal court cases. And then Madam Tokonu said he is ripe to be taken to the Supreme Court, Chebafo. When he was in law school, 100 students in his class, Only first 40, he wasn't part of that class. Yeah, he knows. He was in class with all these lawyers you are seeing. So we need to understand. It is not personal. It is us trying to fix the system and making sure that the right thing is done. We don't hate anybody. We can speak to the judiciary. We can condemn judges when they are not doing the right thing. It does not mean it should affect the judge's work. Because whatever commentary a journalist gives, when a journalist says a judge is being biased, it does not mean that I have infringed on your rights. It is up to you to make sure you do your job. If a journalist believes that some of the utterances and your actions, your body language, it does not really sound well or look good, a journalist has the right to question your body language. Do you guys want us to do lifestyle audit on judges in Ghana? Do you guys want us to do lifestyle audit? The kind of things wealthy people have amassed. When we do lifestyle audit in Ghana, most judges in Ghana will go to jail. Majority will go to jail. But that is not what we are talking about. We are talking about your actions and your conduct in the court. Judges are not supposed to be pleasing politicians. Judges are supposed to be just. Judges are supposed to look at the issue. Judges are supposed to speak and make sure everybody involved in the case is calm, because your decision can destroy lives. Because you don't want somebody to put your brother or your sister or your wife in jail for 16 years whilst you know some things were not done right. Whilst you know maybe the way you sat on the case.
Afe mwati yasiye dientia. Na amanfo eye adwuma wo Supreme Court wo ne ye court system ne di favor politician a ne yeti he kasa. Unim ne ndia. Won se ene no Supreme Court no eye nneoma right no. Ghanaians see say eno me wrong because ya tena se ahwe ama for the Supreme Court na perpetrating wrongdoing. Ya the court system no as suppressing nipa. Enti enena level-headed, rational human beings control Supreme Court and Chief Justice what bet now almost be a fair hearing no. And then the all your right in the moment no. You saw na wrong thing. Adentia because it involves Kevin Taylor. Because it involves Kevin Taylor. But look at the time one references now make say Manasi. A friend say Mugabe Masi was one only sanko for Muntie free no. Muntie free no. Ye the bench warrant kofa womo and now say judge Supreme Court for no efre womo say any say John mo say mummra na mo mekyerɛkyerɛ mu die ntia any kwan say ye de mutum. See the difference. Muntie free. Were they given the opportunity to explain themselves? They were given the opportunity to explain their issues. But let's ask, say, Maccabi be scandalous. And when people do not have the legal basis, they try to muzzle their way through. So be ohono say emrano on to me. Fam paniso senia according to our own feelings, no, not according to the law, no. I feel no, or the buga and the film. Now the buga film unswa, and yet da na bugano. A bit me do I could do actually. A debi or ha, bugan do be cool by unruho. Tia santiki na meno cano. Bugano a do be call but unruho. Oh, yeah, call but in young oh, cono. You're in the process. What do dear? What to me I could do or but I know. Ube to me the bugano ako or the two anamon, but bugano to me found do. This is what people don't understand. Obeye jaja ya catch obeye u educate and what issue be aswa. Try to separate politics from justice. Ubo say I can't say me actually would do for be a politician. then you start to ask yourself, say, what does the law say? Not what can I do to please my friend in the other side. The question should always be what the law says, not what you think, what you feel. The law says. It's what the law says, not what you feel or what you think. Yenti Paul Adom Otchere. No one can know 70.
So you were in court this morning, very briefly.
So,
what happened?
So the court ruled. So initially, when the party, that is Kevin Taylor and his lawyer, the Leonard Peter Okujeto, were in court, the Attorney General's Department did not appear. No, the picture of the Supreme Court, please.
Yeah, that's the Supreme Court. He wants the Supreme Court building. Okay.
So the lawyer, the states, the Attorney General's Department, no representative came from the Attorney General's Department. In fact, Justice...
No one.
That is so. I mean, there were lawyers from the Attorney General's Department for other matters, but not specifically for this one.
So the Attorney General was not represented?
Yes. And indeed, I remember Justice Amadou Tanko insisted and said that everybody must see that indeed the Attorney General's Department was served, and they did not appear. Indeed.
They did not appear?
Yes, there was no representative.
But they can do that? It's easy to do.
Well, you may, but it would be best to
but
at least appear and tell
challenge
the court. Exactly. Yeah. Appear and tell the court that we have no interests opposing the motion, but not to appear. But maybe somebody was also assigned, maybe the person could not make it. And so we cannot really jump the gun and make conclusions. It would be quite unfair to them. And so the decision was handed down. We do not have the full complement of the judgment of the ruling yet in respect of this matter. But it would seem that the main arguments the court was making was that the procedure is that the courts must first make what we call a summons. The summons, as we discussed earlier, the summons is directed at the person to attend court and show why he should not be placed in custody. The argument that actually erupted after, and in fact before, which we discussed here earlier, was that the summons operates in this instance also as an arrest warrant, in the sense that the arrest warrant is to show cause why he should not be committed.
So when such a person is arrested, he's not being taken to jail. He's being taken to court.
To court to show why he should
to the same court that did the warrant.
Exactly, why he should not be thrown behind bars.
And he can make arguments.
Yes, he can make arguments. So he can beg, he can make a constitutional argument. In fact, I even believe that, that's my opinion, Kevin Taylor should have gone before Chamber 4 and
to withdraw.
Not withdraw, but even make the argument that the power of contempt, the ambit of the power of contempt, there should be an interpretative, the Supreme Court should have interpretative guidelines for the exercise of the power of contempt.
That is too broad.
It's too broad, it's too vague, so that there could be some jurisprudential discussion, and then upon that we go to the Supreme Court for a determination. But we have missed out on that opportunity because. But
maybe he was worried that if he appears before Chamber 4 will say, "I don't agree with you, go to jail."
Well, that is one way to look at it. Everybody.
But somebody was telling me that the other way to have gone about it was that I bring him before Chamber 4. Whilst he's standing there, his lawyer informs Chamber 4 that the certiorari application has been filed at the Supreme Court against you. Can you stay and let's hear the certiorari application?
That's
and then application is granted, and so Chamber 4 knows that would have been. I mean, they use certain words.
The purpose of so the thing is.
Asemna omokano omofi se nipa jini. Asemna omokano omofi se nipa jini that Kevin Taylor should have appeared before the Chamber 4 and blah blah blah. Yeah, we are too smart. If you cannot sense danger, if you cannot sense it will be a stupid, we can sense that. Now the enemy kufuadu. Yes, you won't die will be man bill. Gregor Afuku say any panel or yet the bidding of party no. Also we should go and appear before the Chamber 4. Now one cause what do Juma. Onu nipa no a menene wa asem no mensa nko gina nanim na ade nipa no nye emotions ono de oba anwo no on say nkofo no mo Jimmy on say they know say the natural way was nke de man nipa no a wo se was scandalize wo no wa farmer no into ma bidina ha e no mo fa bibia but almost statement omo make bia nso no to the defense of Kevin Bedu Taylor. These people have ample time. Ye timi fire platform. Edi kasa chichimu Ghana problems and kudanya pardon mo. Entino abobo yafo boys and omudi DSS for girls. Ye be catch mo sa issues ni nya omo but Kevin Taylor obekwa akode prison ene hu nya no na mebusa mo se Kevin Taylor onua Ghana sika onzo go for no magini onua Ghana sika judges ni bi otewa omo ebo citizens apo eje omo sika ebu ntantia no what is Kevin Taylor di wo judges aye ka so makojeje mponche no o te Kevin Taylor di wo but issues say cathedral ye wia yesika no oba be dran we defend it because eye ni nua na ewia so it's okay enunti na me say Ekufuado cathedral criminality probe your donation can change laws help us to reach our goal we need 1 million cedis enti you can scan the GoFundMe when that hono QR code no you can send your donation through and go to 0240258269 edino I think say din abehu ye me Ghana hon min send momo bianco na me hu kwa ma fa so register me din wo ntino but we be hu kwa me kodua the moment abehu kwa me kodua wo din mu bia no once you have the right number no and one no you're okay to go we have to raise funds so that even if Aban so prosecute Ekufuado a ya ebe prosecute Ekufuado na baby bia obi afa Ghana sika e dia call cathedral we ho no omo de beba enu na matena say flyer we say no we need to know baby a yesika afa sa asem we nya Adom Otchere because ne sofo ene kusibuaten another osofo kronfo Nehemiah group no ubekwa akowura mu no na sa Nehemiah group no ono a na teachire otikumase enso ogibesia o han dan to ho akra otikumase o no han dan to ho akra miwa se ne sofo bi tukwan de obeka se time bi abeko bia no akope hotel but odi aban sika ene eye ne nyent no okọ akra ya han dan na to ama no so obedemo so on dem oboso so a 6 months a yitwia and this is the reason entinkofo we de omo life nyina say anka de bia aboniefo ne nkoso ne de endi aso tie no omo ansem na ebi ye mu di amamo omo ansem nyame nsem.
As the arrest warrant is directed at law enforcement agencies to procure someone's attendance. And so the arrest warrant in and of itself is not a process or a procedure that goes on in courts. It is directed at the police. It's more or less an order of the police.
To go and bring this guy to the court.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A summons is directed at an individual to appear. Unlike the arrest warrant that is directed at the police
to go and get him.
To procure the
But
attendance.
arrest warrant can also locate a person hearing about it, show up.
Oh yes.
Okay.
If you hear there's an arrest warrant.
So if it is true that there were agencies of state who protected him away from the court, will they have committed an offense in the light of Setorara having been issued later?
I mean, at the time, and
that they found him.
Yes. So the legal principle: if you and I litigate over land, and the court gives you judgments, and the court says that you are the winner, and therefore the land is yours, I cannot say because I disagree, I am not complying with the order of the court. Till that order is set aside, the law, and it is what's supposed to stand.
So those persons
And so
may, if it's true that happened, they may have questions to answer.
Exactly. But the thing is that it is the state that ensures these things are followed through. But it seems the state also did not appear in this instance for whatever reason. So we are waiting for the full reasons of the courts in respect of this issue to make a full and comprehensive analysis as to why the court ruled in this manner. But I'm sure it's an issue of maybe a view of technicality against intent or whatever. I don't think maybe the courts would have.
There's a matter that I have to bring to your attention. It's been on most of the NDC platforms. They said that Kennedy Japan. There's another article that says Kennedy Japan's own was completely different. Kennedy Japan scandalized the court by attacking a judge. A judge issued a warrant. He went to the Supreme Court on the basis that the judge did not ask him to come and defend himself. The position of Kennedy Japan's lawyers was that Kennedy Japan is a member of parliament and you know where to find him. So the judge should have issued it on parliament that produced Kennedy Japan, and they would have done so. But to go ahead without hearing him and do that, and that's the decision the Supreme Court took. So they are thinking that it's on all fours, as the lawyers say, with this one, and there's a lot of disagreements on social media.
The issue of
that in this one, there was no way to serve him. He was not going to be willing to come. So it's clearly different if you issue the arrest warrant. You know.
The issue of service, particularly for MPs, is that there is a specific way MPs are served. So for me, if somebody wants to sue me, the person can meet me, can come to my office at Adabraka and give me a show wherever. I'll come here on my way home. But MPs, it's different. There are days they are supposed to be served. In fact, in Parliament, there are officers that can receive processes from the courts on behalf of MPs. And the rationale is that the job of Parliament is very fundamental. We were all in this country when the D levy was passed at 11:30, 12 a.m. And so the nature of Parliament is it is standing for the 4 years. There are times here.
So every minute he's in Parliament.
Every minute
he's deemed to be
he's deemed to either exactly going to or from. Even the act of parliamentarians going from place to place, talking to.
It's all deemed to be part of parliamentary work.
Parliamentary work is not just sitting in the chamber and saying yeah. And so the rationale behind that can be said that there is a format, and we all know the position of the law in the NTHC case, that when the law lays down a specific process for doing something, it is that process that ought to be followed. In this instance, Kevin Taylor is not an MP. There is no specific instance for procuring his attendance. There's no specific process for procuring his attendance. In any case, the other side may also argue that in any case, it is still the same thing, that the summons must have been issued, and then upon him failing to attend courts, the arrest warrants, because the issuance of the arrest warrant also puts some, makes him a sort of pariah. People begin to say, hey, now you arrest warrants. Well, so now there's an arrest warrant on you. And so the court should have afforded him the opportunity to attend. And then upon failing to attend, then he would, the court could.
So those who now want to sue Kevin Taylor, and those who have sued him already and obtained judgment, is it good news for them? Is it better news for them than that he's not available?
It's not. Well, he has to be saved. He has to be saved. And if his location in Ghana cannot be found, they can attempt service 3 times. If they attempt service 3 times, they can apply for what we call substituted service, where he can be served through WhatsApp, he can be served Facebook, posting notice on the walls of the high courts, or the notice.
So you post Facebook and tag him.
Yeah, you can post on Facebook and tag him,
and then the trial can start.
Exactly.
It will be assumed that he doesn't want to participate.
Exactly.
Then you go and get a judgment,
and then
whenever you can enforce it against him.
Exactly. You do what we call entry of judgment, where you detail the amount of money that has to be collected from him, and then you also attempt service of the entry of judgment. If still the process, you do it 3 times, you come for substituted service, it is posted, and then it can be enforced. However, if he is not in the jurisdiction, that is also there's a different procedure for instituting actions against people that are not in the jurisdiction.
But given that he's not ordinarily resident here, he may not change that. Is he now to be considered as in the jurisdiction or not?
Yeah, he's a Ghanaian citizen, and he lives. Well, I won't say he lives here, but
he has been here to seek legal process,
exactly,
legal redress.
Yes,
so
he's here. In fact, if those who were going after him may have suspected he would have been at the Supreme Court, they could have been hiding at the premises. So immediately he
I
came
think
out.
you heard the conversation between me and another lawyer who said that he just got there and then the Prado took off and he taken the number of the Prado and he's doing some.
He should have sat on an Okada and chased the Prado.
He said he just got there and the Prado took off. He was just going to get the bailiffs to arrest the Prado that he was using so that national security will beat them up and then we can have a story.
Maybe the lawyer is a gentleman. Someone would have sat on an Okada and chased the Prado because once he leaves the court premises, how are you going to find him again? And in our jurisprudence, service is so fundamental.
Yeah.
If you have not served a process on a party, the court can say, I do not have jurisdiction to.
But here you can do substituted service.
Exactly. That's it. So, and even the substituted service, there's a threshold. You have to attempt service 3 times.
At least
and
3
show
times.
the court at least 3 times.
So that you are unable to reach him.
I'm unable to reach him. And any future attempts
Will be
not
futile, yeah.
Exactly. And then the court would give
Because he
you
would have left Prestige Link and gone back to America or gone to States.
I don't know if it's at #1 Prestige Link, but that is what is in there.
I hear they are doing party.
Fine.
They are doing party today.
Oh,
Thank you
when
very much.
you are victorious, you have to celebrate.
Thank you.
My life
Brian.
is in stage.
Minia, on trauma di, ena Canada Japan the any dear, I ena your process massa omoboa. The only thing and say who serve member of parliament. Make it your running chance say make sure say o service no and destructive ni duty or parliament. Now some member of parliament need to fee na on free parliament and answer or co-parliament. These are some of the technicalities and the technicalities no until say nkoto betna hase yakana na majority of you no enim say president free akonya so a untumi mfane nko court. Ghana constitution in here. Or see if serving at the MP's residence or office is difficult, the court may need to coordinate with the parliamentary service to ensure the sermon is served in a way that does not interfere with parliamentary duty. Now, when we now or the parliament in the body no samran any na another way notice in gazette. In some cases, if the MP cannot be located, the court may authorize service by publication in the official gazette. Omun kan kru nkofo yumo. Omu ye intellectually dishonest, and it begs this question: are they even intellectuals? It begs the question: are they even intellectuals? No. If indeed they are, they would not be behaving this way. They are not intellectuals. Ofi say monim kwasiafo bi na enya. Na mofi say tete no nkofo betena radio so TV so sa boys fo no a motete internet ne so TikTok o jimi a ubie bookman a wontumi nkan no aya mofi say monu omu bi na enya. Mofi say monu omu bi na enya. Enti mo ba no mo betwa ntro na ma fam ho adi na mokọ say eno bi a member of parliament ye was procedure bay. The mrano can say, oh, cause seven because Nipano or representing Kofobi or parliament. And it's what the parliament or na or di and Yoma be the ma baby or representing or more mutual constitution in Hansemino, a bit interfere the process, no. But the parliament, member of parliament, need to fee. Now with me locating and say, or tinifia. And maybe anyway, so won't quine. So won't mean seven. Mu yusu the Supreme Court no. Emma Kennedy Japan the same thing that Kevin Taylor ediko and say judge na man ho kwan. Ama na ama mechichi mu. Enti no oba bedinchiri mu. One who say akwale se na asem na se no. O sinka Kevin Taylor betumi dey akọ gina jed cheba afọ anim no aka kire ne say Omudi asena na nka omo apply for Sushorarai was Supreme Court say ye de we ko say ye kodinchiremu because ye ka say contempt of court na broad intino anka Supreme Court ni chichim ni hu the scope nanka jeche ba fo no ono pese ochi an icon mranu etum na obey hero no nanka wa ma ho na sa de we no process we no akoso. We are too smart guys. Mumu nimi yentia se mu nimi yanka mo misink mo ashadade eche enye dede o enye dede wiase no wonni nkwase madika ka che se sekan kura bodam ni na o pese wo je sekan no a woni bodamfo no ye gidigidi a ubewu na bodani ne tiase enti time a mo de bench warrant ni ye nyina ni ehu se sekan kura bodamfo na ye ne bodamfo ye gidigidi a ansa na amanfo ntiase se na ye dibim no na bodani na kunya wi na oda so tiase so de be ne se ye be dimi ye ho ne ne bodani ni nyina ye pe ni apɛ kwan ye be fa so agesikan na ano nam no afi bodani ni nsa na menuanom ya agesikan na anase ye nyeye ya agesikan no e de ato ho enne ye de ano enne ano na e ka asem no enne ye de ano ne ano ka asem no asekan sem enim no eno na ye amanfo ya no because omo de omunim ni se obi aka asem atia menti no gidigidi ko chene fa ne tum enye adwuma ne enti no se mo se mo ntiase eno nti Supreme Court no problem wo ho a ene problem no ebekoso a wo ho because enye mo nkwase asem nti ena Supreme Court ye ti hoyi Chief Justice Bafuboni ebe dina mo nkwase asem so na odi innocent people akotum abra ye ma mo fair hearing enye dwuma enti mo nhyɛ mo sapo nsuo na a lot of things ebesi na mo bebo mo nsem e di amano enti binia mo a mo de betu yanim se yenhwe na nkoto ba bi obi afa esika no me se yijama aban ne nko ana ebeya asem itimi resist esika we are will be able to prosecute certain people. Now, Fino, Matisse Kufado, minim so abade ya, yes, no nigana ho. Na yes, ya kwa bench warrant ni bi. Ye friend ana woma. Oso ma mecheche sikana odi enimu a. O meche di enti odi ni tumi e de Ghana asase e de koye private business a. Na ono so bekwa akotena abrochi be bia ka che se na sonye ne ya, ne sie ne ya, ne kakaye ne ya. Yete ha. Intiminua ebrenya dru wo a wo se obeboa no ebrenya dru enti betimi akọ GoFundMe sa GoFundMe no eno ano Ekufuado friend say Cathedral Criminality Probe obon se e wo GoFundMe any amount be a welcome ketua bi ensra. We need to challenge not just the status quo. Let your contribution, let your donation change laws. Let us test the full laws na ewo Ghana constitution ni mo ni enhwe samanfo ye de assembly court amanfo ba be ka kire say president bi wo Ghana ho ana politician bi ewo immunities bi ewo Ghana 1992 constitution ni mo ana. Don't sit there for people to bamboozle you for the mere fact that you did not sit in a law lecture hall. With whether you sat in there or you did not, the fact of the matter is you are able to read the constitution and get full grasp, full understanding for yourself. And seven a war constitution ye troy say nipa ntiase ye antro say eme confusing nipa. Aha, and I didn't do bedru. I think a lot of you guys no want to call, but unfortunately no, and then no untimi mintimi makwan. O friend no, please convert it into cash. Support this cause. Let's think say by a month's time, no, at least we should be working around 200,000 or so. And as and when as can be biano, we will channel it to the right Prince Cortes. I will say many Martin Pebu any din komo and no man say rough estimates say we will need something around this. Say a bar, not yen to me, and yet all the 2 cases, we will pick one, either criminal one or the civil one. No, into no, let's raise the funds. Let's raise the funds. And no. O pese o support wa. Into mo anamo frame koto. Ena o can say abayan Saudi Akufo Addo beko court no. Min kwa min to me nya sesika we emfa ye nko court. But wo the one city bra. Me so me de me de ka ho a ye de beko akodu court wo. Ni akwaje atemwa. Into ba ya Adom Otchere ono ankasa de ne platform no achirimu a entimi emfa Kevin enkwose tokrubia mu. Na emum de ya ne say it defend say ya man mpo the judge no kra no oni jurisdiction kra also or the side no but omo entimi anko no straight direct say the man kon direct because omo enamfo no enana omo kra sekan no edidi nkosesem no adafo for be friend say no ye be san ehia enti no yakra mo minia tie na asema ebe ewo hodi ma tie.
Those cowards who are hiding under, what do you call it, internet, and committing criminal stuff in the name of doing broadcasts, insult fest every day. That's what they do. And they're churning out a lot of falsehood. And we can't seem to hold them to account. This country can do better than that. We'll take a break. When we return...
No, Justice Chebafo has a bench warrant against...
There's a bench warrant. That's against Kevin Taylor, And I think the NDC will do a disservice to this country if, in fact, that guy steps his foot into this country and he's allowed to go without execution of the bench warrant on him. Okay? He's defamed a lot of people. They've gone to court. They've gotten judgment. Esan Kuma, Gabia Sarachudako, all of them have gotten judgments. But because he thinks he's out of the country, he can get away with it. It shouldn't be right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.